Again, it's a momentous occasion. It's an International Men's Day of celebration. Yes, indeed, there are so many topics we're covering, and I've got to say thank you for being here. Young man, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon. How is everybody?
We're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Joss Cambridge Simmons, 30, from London. Mum's from Jamaica, dad's from Ghana. How I came about to be speaking at this event, I'm a nanny, or a manny, so I look after babies from birth to young teenagers. And how that came about, I used to be a nursery teacher for 10 years, and I qualified, I've managed nurseries, I've worked in care homes, I've been a mentor, I've did youth work, and I took my knowledge and expertise and became a nanny, and I started my own nanny service called Jossie Care, where I offer ad hoc childcare. I offer it literally, it was just in the local area, but I've now gone far, gone abroad with it. I've been in Luton before babysitting, Birmingham, Europe, and I've realised it all kind of stems from the love that was put into me as a child and how I learnt love. And like I say to my partner sitting down, you learn love from being taught it, and it's only that I've been taught it properly where I can then put it back into and look after people's children and do what I do. And how I learnt love from my parents was seeing the love they put into me growing up, seeing them go through it, having their own domestic issues, a spurt of domestic violence. And what I took from that positively was that was my dad's interpretation of love. And it's probably why I might have become a man a very long time ago, for me to kind of grow to accept that. And love-wise, that's what he knew, that's how he interpreted it, that's what he did. So as much as it was wrong, I no longer fought him for that, because that was the raw, vulnerable, outspoken love that he thought was okay. I love the same way, but not with the same actions. Vulnerable, outspoken, raw, and absolute. For me, love's at the top and the middle, empathy's in the middle. So love's at the top and the bottom, empathy's in the middle. And I have that analogy from seeing my father go through that. And then over the years, it's also made me more emotionally available and emotionally sane. And it's how I work with children. I focus on their well-being and mental health before I start engaging with them. And that all stems from me being brought up with love and seeing it with my mum and dad, and knowing how to kind of read people well, read myself. I'm self-employed, but I also take a lot of time out of work for myself, because if I'm not okay, nothing around me is going to be okay. It's not going to function. You can only look good first forever. You got to be able to do good, not just look it. That's why I went through a phase of getting a haircut all the time, and I had an issue with my hairline. I let go of it and I grew my hair out. And I've dressed how I dress. I used to be covered in Gucci and Prada. I got over it, I let it go. I'm 30, so being able to let go of that and that stigmas in the social circles that I'm around, very, very difficult. And as for mental health, being a man, working with babies has taught me emotions in a way where if you're upset, cry. Because you won't cry forever. Speak about it. Thank you. Speak about it, get a hug, and keep going. Don't dismiss your emotions. A lot of us dismiss our emotions and don't talk about how we feel. As men, my strength comes from being weak. My strength doesn't come from being strong. And my strength is weakness. I get more out of being weak than I do from being strong, if that makes sense. I reversed it and I don't do the stigmas. That doesn't work for me. And the whole stigmas of being a black man and not being emotional, I don't wear that stigma personally, because yes, I'm a black man, you can all see it. but I've been in environments since I was 19, working with predominantly just white people. All my clients in my business are white, Asian, Spanish, none of them are black. I'm looking after their children. So as much as I understand we should buy black, be black, do black, I was brought up in a way where I can now function anywhere with them, as we say, like Mum would say. And that's kind of what, thank you. And that's kind of the foundation of my business called Jossie Care. It's a business that started from love and the divine feminine energy that I've wholeheartedly embraced, why I'm going to be a birthing partner in December. I've been asked again to be a birthing partner next year for work, and when I talk about divine feminine energy, it's what I've taken from the ladies that I've been brought up with, my mums, my aunties, my nans, even females I've dated in the past, down to the one I'm dating now. I've had many in my life, dads, uncles, but the power from a woman, black or white, it's powerful. Absolutely. Powerful. And it's like what you spoke about before, you're saying why, because I think women in the start and middle and the end, we just get in where we fit in and go on. And that's what I've taken from it. And I'm now in environments with mums, helping them look after their children, and they're embracing me wholeheartedly, and it's powerful. It's powerful. So that's my story. And as for advice that I can give to men, as in regards to mental health, be yourself. Be true to you. And sometimes take yourself away from your environments that you know isn't feeding you, and go where you grow and go where the love is. Because if you can't grow in that environment, it isn't for you, family, friend or foe. And kind of water yourself to enable to be watered. So love starts at home. So love yourself first, ground yourself, then anyone else can love you. We can't love you if you don't love yourself. It's not going to work. So thank you guys, thank you.
Thank you, Dee. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Dee for having me here today, and also having me on a radio show, and also to Lenny as well for interviewing me as well, because I'm here by default. I ain't supposed to be here, yeah? And in the last 2 years, a lot have happened to me because of one simple thing. There's 250 million people worldwide with diabetes. Okay, there's 4 million people in the UK with diabetes. Yeah, there's another 1 million in the UK undiagnosed with diabetes. In October 2015, my life changed. Yeah, I was one of the 1 million undiagnosed. I've got 15 minutes to talk, so I'm going to do as much as I can in 15 minutes, which I normally do in an hour's talk. Yeah, but to simplify it, my parents are from the Caribbean, Jamaica, yeah? So I love my hard food, no matter what. I love my full plate of food, no matter what. Yeah, that's how we brought up, that's how we live, yeah? So, when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, my morning started like this. I don't live in London, so I was travelling to London in the morning. In the morning, from where I live to get to London, it probably take about 2 hours. So I had to get up early, around 5 o'clock, to be at the house by 5:45, number one, to beat the traffic, and number two, to get parking space. Because where I was working, there was no parking space, but there's limited spaces. So what I do in the morning, I prepare my little snack to work, my little car journey. So I used to eat my hard-dough bread like crazy, you know? And I found out that hard-dough bread's got a little sugar in it. So I started to go to wholemeal bread, yeah, because wholemeal bread is more healthier than what? The brown bread, yeah? Okay, anybody agree? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. And then I found out that the wholemeal bread is not that healthier. Yeah? So I changed it. So I went to granary bread, yeah? I like my granary bread, which is seeded, yeah? It's not 100% healthier, but it's better because of the seeds in it. I like mine because pumpkin seeds, yeah? And pumpkin seeds is a healthier seed for you because it helps with prostate cancer as well, and it helps with diabetes, yeah? So I'd have 3 slices in the morning of whole grain bread, yeah? What I put on top of it, I put some butter on it, and then I put some jam on it, yeah? I put the jam on it, I fold the bread, I'll eat it. Is that enough jam? Nah, man, I'll put more jam in it. So I'll open it, I'll put some more jam on it. Okay, that's 3 slices. Then in the mornings, yeah, My wife introduced me to coffee. All my life I've never drank coffee. I like my tea with my carnation milk and my condensed milk. Yeah, that's how I was brought up. But my wife introduced me to coffee. So she introduced me to coffee, but I like my coffee sweet. I like my coffee milky and sweet. And the perfect way that I found out after a lot of research was the latte sachets. You know latte sachets? Yeah, that's what I loved, yeah? So the latte sachet's got sugar in already, okay? And it's got milk in it already. And it's a processed coffee, yeah? So what I'll do with that, I will put 2 to 3 teaspoons of demerara sugar in it. Why demerara sugar? Brown sugar is more healthier for you. Yes or no? Yeah? But it's not true. It's still sugar. Yeah? Okay, some sugars are just coated to make it look healthier, but it's not. Okay? So on top of that, in in 2014, I went to Poland, and my friends wanted to do some business with a honey business, so I went to him with a honey farm. Okay? And around this table they were talking about if you have honey during the summer period, it would help you prevent yourself from getting hay fever. Exactly. For so many years, I was getting a cold, yeah, when the summertime come around, and I thought to myself, how come I'm getting a cold at this time of the year? My nose is running, my throat's itching, what's going wrong with me? You know, and I said to myself, nah, I can't answer. So I've been taking some tablets to get rid of the cold. And my friend said to me, Lyndon, you're in denial, man. You got hay fever. I said, you're joking? He said, yeah, you got hay fever. So I have to accept that I have hay fever. So what did I start to do? I started to put honey in my food as well. Yeah? So just think, in the morning, I started to add honey to my coffee now. 3 slices of toast, yeah, with the jam, the latte coffee with the 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar, and then on top of that was the honey. That was my trip to work. On my way to work, I'd jump into my car, I'd be eating and drinking this, yeah? One thing that always happened to me in my car, I'd always get a pain right here. Every morning when I'm going to work, I get a pain right there. I had that pain for nearly probably a year, 2 years, but I did nothing about it. You know what's, man? That pain's gone, you know? So once I got out of my car, the pain is gone. So you don't think about it no more until the next morning when I'm sitting down in a position where the pain comes back, okay? So I'm on my way to work, eating, drinking. I got to work now in the mornings. I was working for a high-profile catering company because I'm a chef for over 30 years, so I should have known better. And we was cutting cakes in the morning. So we'd get a cake about that size. Every single portion had to be the same size. Okay, so what we'd have to do, we'd have to cut the trimmings off. The edges, yeah? Okay, so what would I do with the edges, the trimmings? Of course, man. I ain't giving that to nobody, you know? So I'll be at my table, cutting the cakes, my little bowl in front of me, cutting trims in there, eating. They said, anybody wants a cup of tea, coffee? So, yeah, why not? So you're working in the morning, you want to drink tea and coffee with some people, yeah? So I'll have another tea or a coffee in the morning, yeah? And what have I got in there? Thank you, yeah? So just think with the tea, the coffee, and then the cakes on top of that. All right, lunchtime comes. One of 3 things going to happen at lunchtime. Number 1, some environments that you work in, they don't feed you. Yeah, so you're not going to eat nothing, yeah? Number 2, yeah, they're going to feed you. They're going to give you a potato, rice or pasta, a carbohydrate, yeah? The 3rd thing, you're going to go to the shop and get a free meal deal, yeah? Which is normally whatever, you have a sandwich or a curry or a Chinese or something like that. It comes with a drink, yeah? Which is normally a fizzy one. Who drinks water then? No way. You're healthy now. No, respect. Oh my God, you well done. Yeah. So you're gonna have a fizzy drink now. Yeah. Okay. With your meal for your lunch now. After lunch now, back to work. About 2 hours, an hour later, you're gonna have another tea or coffee. Yes. And what I'll do, I have another tea or coffee. What am I eating? My cakes again. Yeah. 'Cause we're cutting cakes all day. This is like big job. Yeah. And then we've got biscuits as well on top of that. Finishing work now. Okay. Finishing work, on my way home, and I think to myself, you know, going home now, outside London, I'm going to have at least 2-hour journey, because I normally finish about 5:30, and that's like a good 2 hours drive. So I think to myself, I'll go to the shop, give myself another free meal deal. My free meal deal, for some reason, always used to be a BLT sandwich. Don't ask me why, but I just love the BLT sandwich. It's got that crunch in it, lettuce in it, the tomato, I don't know why. But that's what I liked. And I'll either have a Kit Kat, a Mars, or a Snickers to go with it, and then I'll have a fizzy drink, yeah, okay. Back into my car, on my way home now, driving now. I'm driving for about a mile or less than a mile. I'm going over bumps, ching, ching, ching. I could hear ching, ching, ching in the boot. So what's that noise in my boot? So what I do, I stop the car sometimes. I thought, okay, just go in the boot, see what's in there. Open the boot. Oh, jeez, a J2O in here. I used to have 2 cases of J2O. Yeah, because I used to go to cash and carry. I used to love my J2O. J2O, you go in the shop now. How much is a bottle of J2O? £2.50. Yeah, okay. I was getting a case of 12. I think it's 9 or 12 for £5. Yeah, in cash and carry. So I thought to myself, buy a few cases of them, stick them in the boot where I want one. That's it. So what I do, get into the boot, I bust one straight there and then, and I drink it. Yeah, I drink it straight. I don't know why, it's an addiction. I just drink it straight away. And I'll open up another one and put it inside the car with me, with the other stuff, to get my home. Getting home now, okay? Wives, you know you've been cooking when you come from work or you've been cooking all day. Yeah, so when your husband comes home, when your partner comes home, they have to eat your food. Yeah, otherwise you're going to be upset. You're not eating my food, what's wrong with my food? You're not eating? Yeah, so ladies, what do? You're going to give your men or your partners the best food they can have. A rice, a pasta, a potato, something nice for them to eat that evening. So I can't go home and say, listen, babes, I've been eating all day, I can't eat no more. So I'm going to eat the food, isn't it? So you can eat the food, so you can eat the food. So after you've eaten all day, you've eaten your wife's food or your partner's food, yeah, what do you do after that? Yeah, I used to crash out and sleep. You go in front of the TV, and then, or otherwise you're busy doing something in the evening with the kids or something, and then about 9, 10 o'clock at night, you feel like, boy, I feel peckish, you know. I feel peckish. So what you do, you go to the cupboard, and there's, oh yeah, my digestive biscuits with chocolate on it, yeah, with a cup of tea, man, yes, that's me. You know, so I was addicted to digestive biscuits with the milk chocolate on it, yeah. And then my mother-in-law introduced me to digestive with a dark chocolate onto it, yeah. So I changed because it was healthier for you. Dark chocolate is healthier. Do you not know that? Yeah, it is. It is. It's a fact. Okay. So I would literally say I take about 3 of them out of the packet, drink my tea, and then I just go, I'll go back to the kitchen get some more, you know, until I finish the packet, and then I go to bed on a full stomach, and that was my daily routine. Yeah, I'm not telling you every single day was like that, no. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10 was my days like that. Okay? One morning I'm at work, cutting these cakes, and the kitchen was busy, and this chef's making all these jokes, and everybody's laughing, and I'm on this table, and I'm working out on this calculator. When you use a calculator, 1 and 1 is supposed to be 2, yeah? I was working 1 and 1 was 3, 2 and 2 is 5, 4 and 4 is 9, 7, I just couldn't focus that morning. For some reason, and I'm in my zone, I'm in my little zone, and this chef goes, Lyndon, why are you not laughing at my jokes? I said to him, just looked at him. I just ran out of the kitchen like a baby. I went into the changing room, I fell on the floor, I was bawling like a child. Yeah? Bawling like a child. And you know why? I couldn't understand why. For about a year, I had all these things going wrong, mentally and physically. Yeah, I couldn't understand my body. For over a year, I had pains in my stomach. I had blood in my stool, pins and needles, thoughts not straight, very angry at times for no reason, emotionally not stable for a long time, and I couldn't understand why. My friend came to the change room, Lyndon, what's wrong? I said, listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got all these things that's going on in my life, and I've never told anybody, and I've just can't handle it no more. So listen, phone the doctors, go and see them, go and get a test, get blood test, whatever it is. So I said, okay, fine. So that day I said to myself, okay, I'm going to phone the doctors, afternoon. So I phoned the doctors, yeah? What happened? Did I get through? No. What do you mean, no? Of course I did, I'm blessed, man. I got through. What are you talking about? This is my day, you know? So I'm ringing my doctor, you know, in the afternoon. I said, yeah, I'd like to make an appointment to come and see the doctor. And so, because I'm somebody else's music, I said, okay, fine. I said, when would you like to come in? I said, when can I come in? And what do you think they said? 2 weeks' time. No, I'm telling you, I was blessed. They said, come in 5:30 that day. They said, come in that same afternoon. Yeah, this is the Friday afternoon, come in for the same afternoon. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, Lyndon, you got your situation, you're going to deal with it by yourself. So I'm there now, on my way home. They let me go home early to go to my doctor's. My head wasn't right. That was the longest journey I was taking to get home. Yeah, and this was in the afternoon, road was clear, but it felt forever getting there. And I couldn't tell my wife, because I didn't want to spoil her day. I didn't tell nobody, so I'm dealing with this myself. So I'm on my way to the doctor's now. I get to the doctor's surgery, I book in, I'm sitting there. You know something, I really don't feel like going in. I just don't want to know the answer. If I'm good or if I'm bad. I don't want to do this today. I could do it another day. I just said to myself, oh, Lyndon Wissart, come in please. I'm the tannoy. Yeah? So they called my name in, so I had no choice to go in. Yeah, so I made a decision to go in. I told the doctor all the things I told you, what I was going through. She laid me down on the bed, touched me in the stomach everywhere around, okay? She can't feel nothing, so she booked me in to get a stomach scan or belly scan. Yeah, so I went for a scan. That's another story. And also she booked me in to get an endoscopy. Any nurses in here? Yeah, endoscopy, yeah? Okay, do you know what it is, yeah? Okay. When the gentleman with prostate cancer will tell you about when they put the finger up. Yeah, okay, they put camera. Yeah, okay. Let me give you a quick story about this one. I've never been in hospital in my life, okay? Only once when I dislocated my thumb. I've never been hospitalized for any reason at all. I've always been healthy as much as I can be. I thought I was. That's another story, yeah? And the thing about it, when I went to get this test for the blood in my stool, yeah, 3 doctors, surgeons were standing in front of me. They all came up to me at the same time. They all looked at me, no smiles on their face. They said to me, okay, what colour is the blood? And I'm thinking, why are they asking me this question? What colour is the blood? So I told them it was like light red. And you know what they all done? They were kind of smile, all right, okay. Because they said if it was dark, it means it's in the system. But if it's light blood, it means it's fresh blood. So my results was I had hemorrhoids, I had small hemorrhoids. Yeah, so they gave me some stuff to clear that up, so that's fine. Okay, back to the doctor now. The doctor said to me, let's do a blood test for you, okay? Let's do a blood glucose test. It's a pinprick one they do on your finger, okay? And the pinprick one, they do, she's done it, and I couldn't understand why. She said it's a diabetes test, okay? And then when she done it, it was 15.9, yeah? It's supposed to be 5, my number, yeah? 15.9, and it's supposed to be 5. So she said that's high. I said, okay, fine, that's good. You know, it didn't bother me because if you don't know what diabetes is, it ain't for nothing. But they said to me, let's send you for a HbA1c blood test, which monitors you for the last 3 months. Yeah, for the last 3 months. Okay, so the Monday morning, they booked me in. I went in. I'm sitting there in the doctor's, not doctor's, it's a hospital, it's a hospital, and it's a different environment for me. You know, if you're not used to that environment, everything feels unsettling, and I was unsettled that morning. So I'm getting down, it was like 184 on the thing, and I was like 190. So I'm sitting down getting comfortable, took my coat off, put my headphones on, and then they called me in straight away. I thought, what, how come? Yeah, so they called me in, and I just dragged all my stuff in with me, and I went into where the doctor was, where he had all these tubes for taking the blood test, different colour ones, and I ain't seen nothing like that before. And I said to him, you're going to use all of those on me? And he goes, yeah. And he was joking. He goes, no, I'm only joking. You know? So I went for a blood test. I wanted all the tests for everything. Yeah? So I had a blood test for everything. Got my results back a few days later. Yeah? My doctor said to me, your HbA1c blood test has come back positive. And basically, yeah, you are type 2 diabetes. Yeah? My blood glucose, which they took for the 3 months, was 92. Okay, and it's supposed to be 42. Yeah, I was in the red zone. Yeah, I was in the red zone. Yeah, my doctor immediately went like this. Yeah, to get medication for me to take it. Okay, because the medication will help me metformin to help me reduce my blood sugars. So I remember my cousin having type 1 diabetes, and he's got an amazing story. And he got his type 1 diabetes through stress. And when he told me his story, he said, if you ever get diagnosed with diabetes, don't take the medication, because there are side effects to it. But at this stage of my life, I'm very naive. Yeah? So number 1, I don't know what diabetes is. Yeah? And number 2, I don't know what the metformin is going to do. So I've never been on medication, so I declined medication. And I'm not going to go into everything now, but basically what it is, yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, medical person, non-medical person. Medical person, non-medical. Who do I listen to? Who do I listen to? And I said to myself, you know something? I've known my cousin since I was childhood. We've grown up. We're very close. I'm going to try and take his advice. So I said to my doctor, can you give me the opportunity to do it without medication? She said, yeah, okay, we'll do that. I don't recommend it, but we'll give you 3 weeks to get on a blood test. So within 3 weeks, okay, I reversed my diabetes from 92 down to 77 without any medication. Within another Within another 28 days, I went from 77 down to 60. When I went down to 60, that's another story. When I started to write the book, yeah? And I'll tell you the truth now, I ain't supposed to write the book. It's so funny when you know my full story, yeah? But my journey's in the book, okay? And when I went down to 60, okay, within 105 days total, yeah, I had reversed my diabetes from 92, yeah, down to 42 in 105 days naturally with no medication. Yeah. I'm classed as a few things. I'm either cured, I'm healed, I'm in remission, or I'm controlled. You can choose whatever words you want to choose. But I know I don't have diabetes. I reversed it naturally. And the question I know you're asking me, how did I do it? Yeah, I haven't got much time. So the best way to find out the full story is within the book. Yeah, the full story is within the book. And also, within the book, yeah, what you're gonna find, I talk about 4 fundamental things. Yeah, there's 4 fundamental things I need you to remember right now, yeah? How I reversed my type 2 diabetes in 105 days naturally. Number 1, mindset. It's number 1, it's a mindset. How did I get into this situation and how will I reverse it? How will I cure it? Yeah, this is what you need to do, the fundamental things. How did I get diabetic? Yeah, what did I do to get diabetic? And in my situation, was sugars. Yeah. Next thing is diet, okay? That's how I got into my situation, through diet. Carbohydrates, sugar. So in that day, I went from black to white. I cut out carbohydrates. This is my story, my journey. This is what I done. Yeah? I went from eating pasta, rice, potatoes every day, my drinks every day, to stopping it. I stopped eating carbohydrates. I stopped eating pasta, I stopped eating rice, I stopped eating potatoes overnight. My ginger beer, oh, they went. My mango juice, my hard-boiled bread, yeah? My hard-boiled bread, all that went out the window. Because you know something? I didn't want to end up, number 1, losing a lower limb. Every 22 seconds, somebody loses a lower limb through diabetes. Every 6 seconds, somebody dies from diabetes. Yeah? Number 3, physical activity. Yeah? I'm not going to tell you my story about physical activity. That's another thing. But the thing about physical activity, you find out what works for you, yeah, to reverse your weight. Because weight is a fundamental part of diabetic, yeah? And my weight was pretty big, high, yeah? And you know why I know that? I know that for a fact I was putting on weight when my mother said to me, Lyndon, your belly will get big. Listen, I'm the baby in my family, I'm the child. Yeah? So your mom's supposed to be gentle with you, be nice, kind, give you all the things that you're supposed to feel comfortable with. Lyndon, your belly will get big. That's what she said to me. Mom's Jamaican, she takes you straight, but gentle. And that's what I knew. And the last thing I'll finish with is fasting, intermittent fasting. Yeah? I didn't realize I was fasting until people said, oh, you were fasting. I was fasting every morning for about 4 or 5 days a week, because my quick journey is that I'll take my daughter to school in the morning for 8:30, I go to the gym for about 4 hours to lose the weight. Yeah, I'll only drink water in the morning. That's all. I'll come back to the car, I'll have a blueberry, planet blueberry and a banana. And that's it for after 4 hours. 4, 5, 6 hours. I was having a blood test, a HbA1c blood test, once a month. I was fasting 24 hours. Sometimes I went 27 hours without any food once a month. For three consecutive months I'd done that. Yeah, without fail. Because I didn't want sugars in my blood when I went for that blood test. Do you understand me? Psychologically, you have to reverse your mind to say what's going to benefit you. And the last thing I'm going to think of, Lenny, yeah, is I can't tell all of my story now, but you have to know the symptoms. Yeah, know the symptoms of diabetes. So I didn't know the symptoms. I had all the symptoms.
Let me see if I can just jump in there. That's a very serious story. Are you enjoying that story? Yeah. I'm going to rush you. I'm not going to rush you. Because you've left quite a lot of details in the book, which I'm going to advise you to purchase the book later, and it's fascinating. What he hasn't told you, he worked for a high Angela Shall I tell you?
Yeah, go on.
A big restaurant. Big. Who did you work for, son? Who did you work for?
I worked for Savoy.
Savoy. I mean, you talk about, you left a bit about the cakes that you was eating in them days, weren't you?
Yeah, there's not this.
Listen, the book is fascinating, and I'm going to urge you to have a look at it. But before we move on, you're going to give us your symptoms. It's a very fascinating story. You told us about the mind, right? This is what we're going to talk about today, mental health. Jones was talking to us about how you got to look at life, the choices that we make, right? And listen, just finish it, man. You want me to hold this? I'll hold this for you.
Yeah,
I'll hold this for you.
I'm going to read them so I don't forget. I'll know them, but you know sometimes what happens, you just do it off your head. Listen, the symptoms, yeah? Blurred vision, okay? This is part of the thing that affects your eyes. A lot of people can go blind through diabetes, so it's best to have a retinopathy test. Yeah, it tests the vessels in your eyes, in the back of your eyes, yeah, okay? Itchy genitals, yeah, don't mean to get funny about this, but I had itchy genitals. Yeah, okay, I put my hands up. I had it for over a year, okay, on and off, yeah. I've been with my wife for 20 years, okay, I'm a clean person. I've never slept with anybody else. I've just been with my wife for 20 years. And when I got this symptoms, I couldn't believe what I had. I didn't know why I had it. So I was doing my own little concoction. I didn't go to the doctor anyway. I do my little TCP, my own little antiseptic stuff to get rid of it, yeah. And like Dee says, I'm being real about this, because sometimes we take something for something we think we got, and it ain't what we got. It's for something else. Okay, so it's best to get checked for certain things. Yeah, feeling very hungry all the time. I didn't mind eating, so being hungry all the time was alright. So you understand why I was explaining about my daily food intake. Yeah, so just eating all the time. Slow healing of cuts. This is one of the things that messed with my head when I was diagnosed, because I'm a chef. I use a knife every day. So healing of cuts, if I cut myself, it's going to take slower to heal, yeah? And if it's not going to heal, they're going to send me home, because I can't be working in the kitchen with food with a cut finger or a cut hand, okay? Also, feeling thirsty all the time, yeah? When you're thirsty, what do you normally drink?
Water.
I was going for ginger beer, man. We're talking about water. Who drinks water when you're thirsty? You're too healthy for me, man. I go for my J2O, my ginger beer, or one of them colourful boxes, you know. When you drink one of them, that's what I would do. Water. You know? Listen, part of the story of when I was working at Savoy, yeah, okay? When I was at Savoy, I'm not going to tell you my food, it tells about it in my book, yeah? But my journey at Savoy Hotel, do you know Savoy Hotel is once you work in a Savoy Hotel, you can work anywhere in the world after working there, once you got your certificate. Yeah, my certificate's in the book, yeah, because that's one of the proudest moments in my life, okay? The chef said to me, Lyndon, we can get your job in anywhere that you want after you finish your time here, yeah? And it was so true. But at the Savoy, as a young man, we'd be working hard in the kitchen. We sweat a lot, yeah? And in the afternoon when service is finished, they'll bring around a trolley. Guess what's on the trolley? Water and lemonade, yeah? But as a young man, forget the water, man. We're getting lemonade. So we take about 4, 5, 6 lemonades just after service, and we bust those things, yeah? But back then, I was suffering a lot with gastric enteritis because of the lemonade drink. So that's another thing when you're thirsty. Yeah, weight loss or weight gain, but obviously I had the weight gain. There's one gentleman I met at a diabetes course. He was very skinny, yeah, and I said, what are you doing here? You don't look like you've got diabetes. Yeah, I've got diabetes. I said, how do you do it? He says, listen, I jog every day, and after I finish jogging, I drink 2 litres of orange juice. Yeah, that was it. That's what got him diabetes, and he was skinny, and he was a healthy guy. Yeah, urinating often. Okay, urinating often. I was running to the toilet maybe 3, 4 times an hour. Easy, yeah, okay, easy. Yeah, because of that, but I didn't know it was that. I thought it's just because I was drinking a lot. So you naturally think, drinking a lot, you eat a lot, simple. Yeah, and also feeling tired all the time. That's another big story in my book. I'm telling you, when you read the story about me being tired, it'll blow your mind, because I love sleeping, yeah, but not at the wheel of the car. Yeah, that's another symptom. Yeah, okay. Numbness. So pins and needles, that's another symptom. How many of you sometimes get like your fingers, like pins and needles, or in your toes, like tingling feeling, yeah? Okay? It's It's just something that I had. I ski, yeah, okay? So we were skiing one day, and my feet was hurting me so much, I had to stop skiing because of the pins and needles. Yeah, because of the pins and needles. These are just some of the symptoms, okay? They're the main symptoms, so you need to understand these symptoms. If you got it, you need to deal with it, okay? Don't leave it like I did for such a long time. But anyway, thank you very much, Dee. Thank you much, Lenny, for your time. Okay?
Yeah, he's got quite a lot of wonderful stories. Now, of course, what we're going to do later on, towards the end, if you'd like to visit Lyndon's stall over there, he'll talk to you about the changes. One question before we move on. You touched on a point about reversing. Yeah. Obviously, he was eating a lot, uncontrollable and such. Maybe one or two individuals like to know, how did you manage to, I mean, you reversed it. What does that actually mean?
It means I've got it back down to a level where I'm not diabetic no more. So once you've got a HbA1c blood test, they either tell you if you're diabetic or not. So what I've done is just reversed it down to level below 42. Okay.
Yeah. Does that mean that the food you was intaking, you started exercising, changing your food, your diet and all that sort of thing?
Yes, it was a combination of different things. It's a combination of different things. And the number one thing I must say to you guys, it's a mindset. Yeah, it's a mindset. One of the things that motivated me a lot, I'm self-employed. I'm a self-employed chef, okay, freelance, yeah? If I don't work today, I don't get paid today. Simple fact, yeah? And you know you ladies, if your man's not working, you know, why you're not working? Who's going to pay the bills? Yeah? So I was in a situation where I know for a fact that if I lose a lower limb or if I get disabled or something like that, you know, my wife's not going to be happy with me. So I had to make sure I reversed my diabetes. You know, I didn't want to come home to a house where my wife was thinking, what's wrong with Lyndon? Is Lyndon going to perform today? What's going on? I want to come home and have a clear mind. That's me, clear mind. How many guys did they want to go home, open that door and feel, yeah, it's so good to be home, rather than opening that door and feel, sugar, I don't want to be here today.
You're still talking about sugar? Anyway, woman, Simply Lyndon, thank you very much, young man.
Hi guys, firstly I'd like to thank Dee, and one thing she said when she was up here was, I don't want you to feel comfortable, and I've sat over there through what's been said so far, and I felt very, very uncomfortable. The lady, I hope you don't mind me mentioning, who brought us the poem for suicide has really touched me. If anyone knows that someone committed suicide a couple of days ago in Luton, that's my partner's cousin who suffered with mental health issues, etc., etc. And it was more about prevention. A lot I've heard so far is about prevention other than cure. My mother, God rest her soul, that's always what she always used to say to me was, prevention is better than cure. I'm going to go a little bit into my story. When I was 13, we had a very big family. There were 7 of us children. We were physically and mentally abused, and it was kind of rough, but I felt I was under the radar. I felt unloved, unwanted, alone in a house full of people, and I found solvents, and this took me away. This took me away from how I felt, how the house was, etc. And I'm going to cut straight through to the journey, because it's not really about the journey through addiction. It's about, as I said before, prevention being better than cure. I went through life basically just on any substance you could give me, anything that stopped me feeling lost, feeling alone, feeling sad, and it gave me this sense of ego, I suppose, of like, you know, everything's okay, everything's all right. In 1997, unfortunately, I lost a child. Tia Louise, 20th of November in 1997. On the 21st, I found heroin. And heroin promised me everything, wrapped its arms around me, loved me, said everything's going to be okay. And I didn't realise that it was like having an affair. It was like having a woman in my life that had promised me the known world, but behind my back she was taking all my money, she was taking all my friends, she was taking all my family, she was isolating me from everything I loved, everything I needed and everything I wanted. And this went on for a long time. I'm going to cut the story of addiction quite short. and I ended up in prison actually for something I didn't do. I'd gone to score something, and the guy was on the phone. I talked to him. The guy pulled up in his Audi, asked me to use my bathroom. I said no. He said it'll be quicker. I'm an addict, I want it quicker. And he asked me to run these 2 things down to the gentleman there. And I said, what do I get out of it? He said, nothing, it's 1 deal. I got 15 months out of it because it was a police officer. That's another story, because I don't agree with prison either, because that was a holiday camp. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'd feared it all my life, and I don't get it. But what actually changed my life wasn't the heavy drugs, because I gave them up in prison. But I started smoking this legal high, this spiced, this Black Mamba. And I'd smoked it quite a while, and I'd been out of prison, and I'd only been drinking 1 or 2 beers, because I can control it. And I went into a friend's house, but my daughter was there, and I smoked half of one of these legal high spliffs. I had about 40 fits. My BP was over 200. How I survived, I don't know. I got out of the restraints in the ambulance 4 times. Now, the only difference between this and then is that before, my children might have seen me under the influence. They'd never seen me in that state. And for some reason, and I thank God for this, when I pulled those things off my chest, there was a switch in my head that said, that's it. You are done. You are complete. You are done. That was 3 years, 4 months, and 4 days ago. That was as I said, I went into education because I thought, what am I going to do? I ended up being in the college, around from the school that I hated, and coming out with 27 distinctions and 18 merits. And now I'm in second year of university. The thing that I want to get across, and the thing that's coming relevant to me, because I believe everyone's got a purpose and a reason, and my reason now, and especially listening today and over the last few days, is actually, hold on, because they say addiction is an illness. Well, it is an illness, but because of my age at that time, I was uninformed. I was making an uninformed choice to take drugs. It only becomes an illness when you take enough that it changes the chemistry within your brain and changes the chemistry within your body. Now, I believe if we can teach the children from around 12 to 15 years old, okay, that this is what will happen if you take this road, if you take this choice, then they are doing it by choice. I personally believe there is no blind spot. If I relapse now, it's not because I lost a child, we had an ectopic pregnancy last year, and if all these life things come at me, that's not an excuse for me to drink or use drugs. I make a conscious choice to do so. And I don't make that conscious choice to do so, and thank God I don't, and I am due. I'm 51, so thanks for the prostate cancer. I did say I'd do it last year, but I am coming up to 51 this year, so it's time I did that as well. And I am due a baby in September. Or should I say we? I always used to think, and thanks Steve for doing this, because I always used to think that women were the weaker sex. Then I saw my first child born. And no, we're not. We're definitely the weaker sex, because we wouldn't do that. But yeah, I think it is about education. I'm so thankful to be here today, because I've been soaking it in. I've been absorbing what's been said. Like I said last year, I'd go for the prostate cancer, and even down to the diabetes that was spoken. I'm sitting there drinking energy drink, and I drink that 24/7, and the amount of sugar in that, and all it's going is sugar, and sweet drinks, and I'm thinking, oh my God, and I get a very, very big tiredness. There is one last thing I want to mention. Because God has mysterious ways, I stopped injecting myself, and then found out I have this illness called hemochromatosis, and it's where you get tiredness, joint pains, and it's very, very, it's never spoken about. You've probably not heard of it. And this hemochromatosis is a genetic disorder. So if you do suffer with aching limbs, constant tiredness, and things like that, it is worth going checked out, because it's a lot more common than you think. So there was me giving up all the needles and that, and God said, oh well, you're not getting away with it. So every month I have to go and have this great big needle there to bloodlet to keep my iron levels down. But thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being here. Everyone helps each other. God bless.
just got a few more minutes before we take a break. Of course, I want to say congratulations for turning your life around and for bringing this testimony to us. Again, we've talked before, you're doing tremendously well. You're working for a media session and a radio station as such. The influence in your changes in your life right now, and you're speaking to us today, what sort of support have you had from your family or friends?
My family are paramount to me. My children are paramount. All those relationships that I thought weren't there, all that time I didn't think I was loved, it was always there. It was always there. But I failed to see it because I was so selfish, self-absorbed. I had a lot of help from the fellowship, which I don't do now, but that's by choice. It helps thousands and millions upon millions of people. But now the support of my family, all I have to remember, when I did a 12-step, I went and made amends to those that I love. And
12-step, what's that?
Right, 12-step is a 12-step fellowship like Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, and they have 12 steps of recovery. I don't need to go through them, but there is one step where you're going to make amends as long as it's not going to harm you or that other person. Well, it doesn't matter if it harms you, as long as it don't harm the other person. And if ever I think about a drink or drug, I remember talking to my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's 26 now, absolutely amazing relationships I have with my children. And at the end I said, is there anything you'd like, that I've missed out? And she said, yeah, when I came down to Bournemouth and you told me you were clean and you won. And she grabbed hold of her son, my grandson, and held him tight and said, I never want to see that child go through what I went through. And that keeps me going. My sister is an absolute godsend. She's my rock. And it's just beautiful to be a part of the family again.